All right, it's your boy Gutter West, and I am back for week 2 of GuttaPicks. Now, before I get into my picks for this week, I want to talk about a few things that happened this week and a little recap of week 1. First, as far as passing, man, you got Lamar Jackson, man. The boy went off, man. 5 touchdowns in the air. He was throwing the ball everywhere. Only had I think he had 3 or 4 incompletions. He had a really good game, man. Hollywood Brown, the rookie out of Oklahoma State, he had 2 touchdowns, man. He was balling, man. He went off, man. And a smart little fun fact for you guys: the Ravens were beating the Dolphins' ass so bad that RG3, yeah, Robert Griffin III, came in the game and threw a touchdown, guys. Crazy, right? Yeah. So, anyways, as far as passing, number 1 actually of week 1 was Andy Dalton against the Seahawks. He threw for 418 yards in a losing effort, but hey, man, the guy had a good game. My boy Dak Prescott, 405 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was the most efficient in week 1. He had a really good game. And as far as running, you had Marlon Mack from the Colts, 174. Christian McCaffrey, 128. Saquon Barkley, 120. Even though they all lost, those are the top 3 runners of week 1. And actually, another fun fact, the only running back to run for over 100 yards on a winning team was Dalvin Cook from the Vikings. I was kind of happy to see that, man. He had a bad injury last year, and he didn't play. I don't think he played at all last year, but he bounced back week 1 with a really solid game. So let's give it to him. As far as receiving, you had Sammy Watkins, man, with the Chiefs, man, 158 yards, man, 3 touchdowns. Him and Pat Mahomes went off on the Jaguars, man. My boy, Cowboys, Michael Gallup, 7 receptions, 158 yards. No touchdowns, but, the young man stepped up, man. Did a pretty good job. John Ross with the Bengals, man, he went off. 7 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. They lost, but hey, man, he did his thing. And let's give it up for Deshaun Jackson, man, with the Eagles. I mean, he came back, 8 receptions, 154, 2 touchdowns. That boy looked like the old Deshaun Jackson, man. So, yeah, he was doing his thing. And as far as defense, the Patriots, man, put the clamps on the Steelers, held them to 3 points, man. It was pretty bad. The Vikings held the Falcons to 12 points, pretty much suppressed them the whole game. And the Chiefs played really good defense. Even though Jacksonville scored 26, a lot of those points were during garbage time of the game when the game was already over. So for 3.5 quarters, they played some pretty damn good defense. And of course, Antonio Brown. I mean, that's the topic of everything in the NFL right now. I mean, he went from getting out of Pittsburgh to getting traded to Oakland to calling the GM a cracker and threatening to beat his ass and get traded to the Patriots, And now, just yesterday, man, we get these reports about a young lady that's was his trainer saying that he I guess sexually assaulted her and a possible rape. I don't know, man. It's crazy. So, Antonio Brown is really fucking up right now. But, yeah, so that's the recap for week 1. And now I'm going to go into my picks for week 2. But before I do that, let you guys know that I did go, let me check it out right now. I went 11, 4, and 1 on my first week, man. The Buccaneers could not pull it off against the 49ers, man. The Raiders, they beat the Broncos, much respect. The Browns got disrespected at home against Tennessee. That was crazy. And I'm thinking they're going to bounce back in week 2, but that shit was ugly, man. And the Jets were losing the game the entire game, came back at the end, and beat the Bills, man. So it is what it is, man. But I went 11, 4, and 1. Pretty good. I could do better, but, did pretty good for week 1. So here we go for week 2. We got Tampa Bay at Carolina. I'm going with the Panthers. That's on Thursday night. First games for Sunday. We got Arizona at Baltimore. I'm going with Baltimore. We got the Chargers at Detroit. I'm going with the Chargers. We got the Colts at Tennessee. I'm going with Tennessee. We got San Francisco at Cincinnati. I'm going with Cincinnati. We got Jacksonville at Houston. I'm going to go with Houston. Minnesota at Green Bay. I was thinking a lot about this one. Green Bay defense looked pretty good, man. It's they excuse me, it's their home opener, so I'm gonna go with Green Bay. We got Dallas at Washington. You already know what's up, them boys. Seattle at Pittsburgh. I'm going with Seattle. We got Buffalo at the Giants. I'm going with Buffalo. We got Patriots at Miami. I'm going with the Patriots. We got Kansas City at Oakland. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. We got Saints at Rams. I'm going with the Rams. We got Chicago at Denver. This is another game I was kind of struggling on because both of these teams really suck right now at the present time for week 2. But I'm going to go with the Bears. We got Philly at Atlanta. This is a Sunday Night Football. I'm going to go with Philly. And we got Cleveland at the Jets on Monday Night Football. I'm going to have to go with the Jets. So, no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm going with the Browns. I almost made a mistake. Not the Jets. I'm going with Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to bounce back from their embarrassing home loss against Tennessee in week 1 and do their thing. And that will wrap up week 2 with the Gutter Picks. It's your boy Gutter West. And I'll see y'all next week.